I've been running every single day, apart from Sundays, for the last 3 years of my life, and I absolutely love it. And no, I'm not a professional athlete or an elite runner, but yes, I have found a way to make this habit stick and to make running every single day stupidly easy with this simple and easy to follow 7-step guide that I'm going to teach you guys today. So let's get into it. Now, before you do this, there's a few things that I want to make you aware of. Before you start running every single day, I would highly recommend you have at least 6 to 10 weeks of sort of base training in your body. And the method I used when I was in my late teens that worked really well for me, I would run every other day. And the experts say, in order to increase the amount you run, the amount of miles you do every single week, you want to increase your mileage by 10% every single week. And what you're doing here is you're just gradually increasing your miles, and you're not diving headfirst into 60-mile weeks, which professional athletes do. So just increase your mileage right now, 5 to 10%, and your body is going to get so much stronger. Instead of just trying to run as much as you can and as far as you can, you're going to strengthen the muscles and the bones, strengthen the joints by teaching your body to consistently run. And by doing this, you condition your body to go, okay, I'm a runner, this is what we do now. You know your body better than I do, so listen to your body and be safe. Also, I mentioned at the start that I run every single day apart from Sunday. Having at least one rest day a week is essential. If you take any training plan out there, most of them will have at least one rest day in. Even when I was training for a sub 3.5 marathon, I was running 6 days a week, but the training plan said you need to take one rest day every single week. There's a science behind this. We need rest days because without that rest, our muscles and our body cannot recover and heal. So it's so important for you to take at least one rest day a week because running is a full body workout. It's very demanding on the muscles. In my opinion, you can run all 7 days of the week if you want to. Some people do, but I personally believe that if you want to run for longevity, if you want a long career as a runner, take 1 day a week. You're way more likely to be running well into your 90s and 100s than someone who's running 7 days a week just burning themselves out. So before we get into some of the ways you can make running every single day really easy and enjoyable, you need to define your why for why you're running. What's the point in doing all of this physical activity every single day if you don't have a good reason for it? This is a big commitment to say to yourself, I'm going to run every single day for however long you have in mind. For me, it's for the rest of my life. You need to have a clear why, because if you don't have a clear why, I'll tell you now, you're going to quit, you're going to give up. So you need to define that why. A really famous method is interrogating yourself by asking the question why 5 times. If you ask yourself why 5 times and you're halfway through and it gets to the point where you're saying things like, oh, because I want respect from people who I don't really like that much, or I want my boss to tell me I'm really cool. If you're picking superficial answers, superficial reasons, you're not going to be able to stick to it for as long. So be brutally honest with yourself. If you think to yourself, my answers and reasoning is quite superficial, it's quite shallow, then you need to find a better why. Now, don't overthink this. As long as your why feels true to yourself, as long as it feels strong and concrete, then that's fine. So your why needs to be secure. So let's get into the juicy bit. These are the many ways that I've found to make running every single day a habit that sticks and to make it stupidly easy. So the first thing is make it a habit. Now we can split this into 3 parts: habit implementation, habit stacking, and habit tracking. Now, all 3 of these techniques I've learned from the infamous book Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you haven't read it already, I would highly recommend it. The first thing is habit implementation. There was a study done on some people. They would say to themselves something like, I'm going to exercise for 30 minutes on Monday in the park at 9 a.m. And just by stating a time, date, and place they were going to do said activity, they were way more likely to stick to it than a different group of people who didn't use any habit implementation. They were just like, oh yeah, I'll try and work out as much as I can. And those people hardly exercised at all, right? So go into your calendar. I like to use the Google Calendar because you can set up repeat events. I'll block in between 6:30 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. I will run at this time, and I've set a custom repeat event, so that goes Monday through Saturday. So every single morning it says in my calendar I'm going to run at 6:30 a.m. and just by saying that to myself, just like the exercise of writing your goals down, I'm way more likely to stick to it, and it's true. The next thing is habit stacking. Habit stacking is when you just attach the habit to a habit you've already got solidified in your life. So for example, you could say to yourself, after I've brushed my teeth in the morning, I will go for a run. Pick a habit that is already secure in your life, something that you do every single day. It could be as minuscule as going for a wee in the morning. Do you know what I mean? Just pick something, and by stacking it on to that habit that's already there, you're way more likely to follow through with said habit, which in our case is running. And the third and final part of setting a habit that sticks is using habit tracking. Now, we've briefly mentioned this using Google Calendar. That's sort of a way to track it by having it there every single day. But get yourself an app like Strava, or get a habit tracking app on your phone, and every time you go for a run, you can tick it off. And the beauty of habit tracking is you can see your progress, which is really rewarding. So you can look back at that calendar or your habit tracking app and see all of those X's on your calendar of every single day that you've gone for a run, and you'll feel super proud of yourself. You will get that feeling of achievement, and it'll make you want to keep going and run even more. Life is complicated. It's not always going to be as easy as saying, oh yeah, I'll run every day at 9 a.m. and stick to that. Things come up. People will call you and say, hey, can you do this for me? Can you pick the kids up from school? Oh, I need you to come in to work early. But we don't want to get derailed here. We want to be able to be flexible with our calendar. And that's where the 2-minute rule comes in. The 2-minute rule is essentially, if you don't feel like doing the habit today and you really want to skip it, okay, then just do 2 minutes of a run. That's all you need to do. This is another great tip that comes from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. And the 2 minutes could be something as simple as putting your trainers on for your run. If that took you 2 minutes, then that's all you have to do. You can whack your trainers off and you can chill out for the rest of the night and the rest of the day. By doing 2 minutes of a run, you know, maybe you go out onto the road and you start running and you just say to yourself, I'm only going to do 2 minutes. I'm going to run down the road and come back, and that's it. That's all I'm doing today. You'll do the 2 minutes, and then once those are done, you'll kind of think to yourself, oh, I'm out here now. That was pretty easy. I may as well keep going. And you end up doing a bit more and a bit more and a bit more until you've actually completed like a 30-40 minute run and you've actually done your run for the day. So the idea in this video today is making running every single day a habit. You don't have to run 10 miles or 2 hours. It could be as small as doing a 2-minute run. But by doing that, you're saying to yourself, I'm committed to running. I'm setting this habit in stone. Even if I've only got 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes for it, I'm still going to do it because I'm not going to be one of those people who breaks promises to myself. You're going to feel so proud of yourself and your self-confidence will skyrocket. Now, the next thing is, if you have the money to, get yourself some good, comfy running gear. This is really underrated and not a lot of people will talk about this. For a start, you shouldn't be running in just like any old t-shirt that you've got from ASOS, because normal clothes, the material they're made out of, they're just going to soak up all the sweat, they're going to get heavy, they're going to get itchy and scratchy, really uncomfortable. You need proper running gear. Just go onto any sports website and go to the running clothing section and you'll see how the material's different. It's really lightweight, it's sweat wicking, it's dry, it looks pretty cool, and it's really comfortable to run in. Buying yourself nice running gear is also a really nice way to reward yourself, which also sort of gamifies running and makes it a habit that you enjoy and that you want to do for as long as possible. Now, this wouldn't be a running video if I didn't talk about nutrition. Nutrition's essential. If you're not fueling your body properly, you will be miserable running and you will want to stop. So first, let's talk about hydration. I would highly recommend, before you go on any run, hydrate with some electrolytes. You can get electrolyte tablets or powders or pre-made drinks for really cheap on websites like Amazon or stores like Decathlon, or even go to your local supermarket. Electrolytes are really important. When we run, we sweat and we're losing all of those essential salts that hydrate our body and stop our muscles from cramping up in exercise. So by having some electrolytes before and during a run, you're less likely to cramp up. You're going to keep yourself nice and hydrated, because dehydration is the worst and it's dangerous, and you're just going to feel much more safe and comfortable during your run. And now let's talk about food. Make sure you are getting enough protein and calories in every single day. Running burns a lot of calories, which is great if you're losing weight, but if you're not trying to lose weight, then burning calories isn't necessarily a healthy thing, so we need to fuel up and keep calories flowing into the body. Make sure that you're getting a good amount of protein right after you run, within a 30 to 60 minute window of coming back from your run. I would highly recommend you get some whey protein or plant protein and just make a protein shake and have that. Fuel up properly and you're gonna feel like a strong runner, you're gonna feel healthy. A bit of caffeine, you know, can always help, and you're just gonna enjoy running so much more. Now, the next thing is, you probably heard this a lot because health is a big popular topic these days, but get enough sleep. Sleep is, in my opinion, the most important thing you can do for your health. It is one of the main pillars of your health. Gone are the days of all the hustle gurus saying, sleep is for the weak and I can sleep when I'm dead and all of this stuff. Studies have shown that if you get less than 6 hours of sleep a night, your immune system is weaker and you're more likely to get things like common colds and the flu and stuff. And sleep is one of the best things you can do for your body in terms of recovery, in terms of keeping those muscles strong, repairing your broken down muscles, and if you don't sleep properly, it's gonna be so hard to run every single day. You're just gonna be achy and sore, and honestly, your body will start to get damaged. So make sure you're getting at least 8 hours of sleep every single night. And if your sleep isn't very good, there's a billion books and YouTube videos on how to improve your sleep out there. So go watch some, study them, and get that sleep in tune, because without it, running every day is gonna be bloody hard. And the last thing is make it fun. You can listen to music. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you a weak runner if you listen to music. We all do it sometimes. Change up your location, hop in your car, hop on the bus or train, go somewhere new and interesting and different and go for a run. Especially if you live in the countryside, there's loads of different routes. Just make sure you've got your phone on you. If you injure yourself or something, you don't want to be in the middle of nowhere. That can be quite dangerous. And also bring some mates along. Bring your partner, family, friends. Having people around you doing the same activity, you build that camaraderie and it makes you want to run more. And a pro tip I learned from Stephen Bartlett's book, The Diary of a CEO, is to create a WhatsApp group with these people you want to run with and hold each other accountable, and you can text each other each day, like, anyone up for a run? You're gonna have this tight foxhole of people who want to run with you, and that's just gonna help you so much more to stick to the habit. There's so many more ways to make it fun, so use your imagination. Now, if you follow all of those tips that we've gone through in this video today, you are going to find it so much easier to run every single day and absolutely love it, but you still might need a little bit of help with a boost of self-discipline. We're only human at the end of the day. That's why I made this video here all about how to become one of the most self-disciplined runners alive. Go watch that video now, and this is going to help you even more in combination with this video to stick to running every single day. Thank you so much for watching this far, and if you did, consider subscribing. It really helps me improve my content. Until next time, get running, and I'll see you out there. Take care. See you later.